Once all the rivets are in, that's a nice job done. What we're going to do now is just go around some of these edges and fill them with caulking. Because we don't want water getting in it again. Get going in. There we go. You can see how the caulking was dry at this end and it's coming out here. It doesn't matter. And we'll put some down these corners as well because there's no overlap here. There we go. That's good. A little bit down here. Now if we were to finish this with a Schultz gun, it would look quite nice. So that's that end done. It was quite quick really. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to get on and do the other end now and then I can fasten up that top corner, but really there's nothing else much to show you. There's no point doing the other end. I'll probably show you when it's finished. How's that? So there we go. 48 pop rivets later, it's all done and it looks quite nice. You know, it's hard to see, but it's a nice job and it fits really, really well. I would
hold on, there's a little bit more.
It.
Some things that you might be asking yourself. Why didn't I sandblast this panel, this seat base, before we started? Well, it wasn't part of the job description for a start. Secondly, it's so bloody cold outside. And thirdly, painting in this shop in winter is a no-no. The thing is, the criteria was to get the battery box in as soon as possible. Now, this has been replaced with a YRM panel. They're very, very good. But the old one was steel, and as you can see from this pictures here, how bad the old one was, then you can understand why we had to replace it, because unlike the regular series, the battery goes in this box, and we need a battery in to get it moving. So we had to sort of rush a bit. Now, when we do this, when we put this back in, we're going to use brand new fittings on everything, which means it's going to be easy if we need to take it out again. Taking the Defender floor out once it's got the proper fittings in or a Defender series, they're all the same. They're an absolute joy to take out because they're so quick. The problem is, this is 40 years old, 50 years old, and it's got 50-year-old problems of rusty fastenings. And this is why I've come up with that idea of having floor screw sets, so you can just get everything, all the plastic inserts, the washers, the Acme bolts, the Acme threaded speed nuts, all in one kit, so you can actually just go straight to it and rip everything out, knowing in confidence you've got a bag of stuff there. Now, what else? Oh, YRM, good products, very, very good, well-engineered products. A little bit pricey, but if you think of the capital investment they've put into making all this stuff, I hope it's made in England, not made in bloody China. Get back to me on that one. But it lines up and it works. Now, if I have one gripe about, not YRM, but Land Rover replacement panels like door skins and wings and whatever, they're not made in Burma bright. Now I'm probably thinking there that a lot of manufacturers can't get hold of Burma Bright because it must be something just to do with Land Rover. But the thing is, Burma Bright was a hardened aluminium. It was a lot tougher than regular aluminium, and that means it's going to be stronger. Regular aluminium is a little bit soft, and sort of that really is why I put this zinc chromate primer between the two surfaces and then corked it, just to try and prevent any corrosion problems. And that's why I use aluminium and aluminium rivets to take away all the steel content in there. If it's aluminium to aluminium, it's not usually a problem, but as soon as you get steel and water in there, oh, there's all sorts of problems. Now, little thing about this, put a breathing mask on or use it in a well ventilated place. It is not good stuff. Second, once you finish with it, turn it upside down and blow the tube out and get all the paint out of here. Now this applies to lots of paint cans, but this is especially because I get through loads and loads of this stuff because I only get about this far out of it and the bloody pipe's all blocked up with paint. Second, now, not second, I don't know what I'm on about, it's too early. My pop rivet gun. I got this off Amazon and I've been absolutely delighted with it. It came from China, if there's any people left in China, and unlike an ordinary pop rivet gun, like an air one that's got a container at the back to collect the tangs, these seem to be a little bit different because the tang comes out the front once you're finished, and they do drop out, and it's very, very reliable. It doesn't sort of jam up inside. And it puts its energy into making a pop rivet rather than shoving it out the back, which is a good thing. It's polycarbonate, and this bit's aluminium, and it is light as a feather. The only thing you've got to change is the fitting on here, because they have sort of Chinese big air fittings and they're no good. But other than that, it comes with a kit to repair itself, you know, a stripped down kit, and a set of nozzles. Not the cheapest things, but if you're doing a lot of Land Rovers, these are worth the weight in gold. Caulking gun. This one's a Campbell Housefield one, but they're just all the same with the different stickers on, so don't worry about it. Regulator. I put a regulator directly on the gun itself rather than on the wall on the airline. Why? Because you won't get pressure drop in your line. So as soon as you open your trigger, you're only getting maybe 2 or 3 psi or whatever you need, rather than building up that line and dropping it down in pressure. It's kind of difficult to explain, but the closer the regulator is to your gun, the more even flow you're going to get all the time. The stuff we use, or I use, this is the stuff. Comes in black and white, and if you can see inside there, that's all we used for the whole seat base. That wasn't too bad. Try and use it up as much as you can, because they're pretty cheap, but it dries very quickly in the nozzle and you can't sort of block them off, unfortunately. These guns are quite good. They're all aluminium, so they're kind of robust, not bloody plastic. The trigger is an abominable type of thing. Originally it came like a half moon like this, and it was only meant for Chinese people because they had little tiny fingers, and you couldn't get your finger in. So as you can see, I just chopped it down and smoothed it off the best I could, and now you can use that all day. So that's a nice thing. What else can I tell you? Well, not much really. That was just a little sort of going over. So this is ready now. I'm going to give it a zinc chromate paint on the underside, and then use some body schultz to finish off this box just to protect it, because it might be a little while before it gets taken off and painted again. We've got the battery to put in, and we need to figure out a way to make a battery clamp, a hold down clamp. That's going to be, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll think about that later. All in all, it's not a bad little project to do, and the defenders are the same. All right, it's the same process for the defender, because these end panels where am I tapping on here? These these panels are the same for a series and a Defender, so they're worth doing because it finishes it off. But again, when we put it in, we're going to put some closed cell foam strip under there to prevent it getting corrosion between the steel sill and the seat box. So anyway, I hope you like that video, and it's given you a little bit of inspiration on how to do something quite, you know, it looks a really daunting project, but if you can do this, well, you can do anything really, can't you? So again, making my Land Rover better, absolutely, get on with it. See ya.